heterosexual household. I'm not Ward Cleaver, Leave It to Beaver, Phil Dunphy, Modern Family, or Howard Cunningham, Happy Days. I'm not even Mike Brady, The Brady Bunch. I'm a single dad sharing half-time custody of my sons. Apparently, a lot of people think I live in some sort of velvet-upholstered Playboy bachelor pad where lounge music blasts from audiophile loudspeakers and children have no boundaries. As I traveled the United States promoting a parenting book, I discovered that many folks immediately jump to the conclusion that I can't possibly know what's in my own children's best interest because I'm divorced. This prejudice felt especially hurtful to me. I had spent years writing articles, op-eds, and a book full of personal stories about my experience being a dad. Fatherhood was at the core of my identity. My relationship with my children not only defined my career, but also shaped my sense of self-worth. First and foremost, I saw myself as a father figure. It had never occurred to me that being divorced might preemptively exclude me from fitting into the prevalent cultural understanding of what it means to be a good father. Over the course of the next year, the book received mostly glowing reviews, but the divorced dad stigma was always present. I started to see it everywhere I looked, throughout pop culture and on both sides of the partisan political spectrum. For example, in April 2019, Michelle Obama was speaking in London when she said, "Sometimes you spend the weekends with divorced dad, and that feels like it's fun, but then you get sick." The former First Lady was criticizing Donald Trump. That's what America's going through. We're kind of living with divorced dad right now. I was shocked that she would so brazenly undermine the millions of unmarried fathers who are trying to do what's best for their children. According to the Pew Research Center, the share of unmarried parents who are fathers has more than doubled over the past 50 years. Now, 29% of all unmarried parents who reside with their children are fathers, compared with just 12% in 1968. And research about how the gender of solo parents impacts children remains inconclusive, maybe because it's too difficult to establish comprehensive criteria. For example, when it comes to academic performance, children of solo fathers tend to get better grades and have higher high school graduation rates, while solo moms tend to adhere to more so-called traditional routines, such as family dinner. One set of outcomes is not necessarily better than the other. What researchers can say for sure is that children are most likely to thrive in households with loving, supportive, dedicated parents, single or coupled, male, female, or gender non-conforming. There's no evidence to suggest that dysfunctional female-headed households are better than dysfunctional male-headed households, nor that gender identity or marital status has any correlation with dysfunction. Nevertheless, stigmas persist because Americans take their family values so seriously. According to historian Stephanie Kuntz, Teddy Roosevelt was the first president who warned American citizens that the nation's future rested on the right kind of home life. Almost a century later, Ronald Reagan added his voice to a slew of others, saying that strong families are the foundation of society. But what is the right kind of home life? What is a strong family? It's not clear. As I'll explain in this book, the nuclear family, as we've come to imagine it, with certain gendered expectations for mothers and fathers, is neither essential nor traditional. It's just a product of the industrial age. Today, the dominant labor, economic, and gender norms are all in transition, yet most of our assumptions about family values, which were established to reinforce the worldview of a bygone technological era, remain the same. We've been stubborn about updating our understanding of family life, even though we all know that it's unrealistic to expect that so much about our world could change without completely disrupting everything else. Family will change. It's inevitable. In fact, it's already changing, but most parents are unprepared to deal with it. They're wedded to old beliefs that no longer provide an adequate foundation on which to build meaningful identity narratives. The kids will most likely be fine, but their parents are in for a rude awakening. This